members of the head table, Your Excellencies, invited dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is my greatest pleasure as the Vice Chancellor of the General Sir John Kothalaula Defence University to deliver the welcome and introductory address to the KDU International Research Symposium 2013. I am greatly honored to welcome our chief guest, the keynote speaker, Mr. Lalit Weeratunga, Secretary to His Excellency the President of Sri Lanka. Sir, I am grateful to you for accepting our invitation and for being here to grace the inaugural ceremony of this two-day research symposium. I cannot think of a better personality than you in Sri Lanka to deliver the keynote address on this year's theme, Sri Lanka as a hub in Asia, the way forward. For the obvious reasons of your philosophical and strategic level involvement in designing His Excellency the President's 5-hub strategy to develop our motherland. Next, I warmly welcome Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Secretary to the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development, Chairman of the Board of Management of Kothalaula Defence University. Your Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chief of Defence Staff, General Jagat Jayasuriya, Commander of the Army, Lieutenant General Daya Ratnayaka, Commander of the Navy, Vice Admiral Jayanath Kolambage, Commander of the Air Force, Air Marshal Harsha Bevikrama, the Chairperson of the University Grants Commission, Professor Shanika Hirmuregama, Vice Chancellors, Defence Attaches, Defence Advisors, Senior Officers of the Armed Forces, distinguished academics from other universities, and especially the renowned professors, scholars, and very eminent personalities representing our neighboring countries, China, India, and Pakistan. And I warmly welcome all the presenters and the participants whose contribution will be crucial for the success of the KDU Symposium 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, we consider that the theme of this year's symposium, Sri Lanka as a hub in Asia, the way forward, is pertinent in the face of contemporary socio-economic and political realities of Sri Lanka. The development and the security nexus has been a fundamental component of development policies of the states. European security strategy acknowledges that the security is the first condition for development. I quote, European Security Strategy 2003, unquote. On the same spirit, I can proudly say that the KDU is in the forefront of producing professionals in all the relevant fields who can competently handle security and development issues well for the betterment of the country. Sri Lanka has passed 4 years since the end of the internal conflict, which considers the gloomiest era in the recent history of our nation. The assemblages of the terror outfits operating beyond our state still attempt to destabilize our nation's progress and consolidation where it is necessary precondition. Since these threat perspectives are emanating from the international sphere, KDU, as the only defense university in the country, is expected to play a wider role to protect the interest of the nation against those external forces. It is the need of the hour that the KDU to further strengthen this initiative by laying the strong foundation in defense and security education, which will be a key in the long run to stabilize economic, social, and political environment of our nation. Government's idea to make Sri Lanka a hub, commercial, naval, aviation, energy, and knowledge hub is embedded on every activity that is taking place in our university. Despite those efforts to undermine our country's progress, Sri Lanka today is steadily marching towards the goal to become a hub in Asia. I believe His Excellency the President's government is trying to achieve this goal by implementing Mahinja Tintana vision, including the 5-hub policy as I spelled out earlier. I assume that Mr. Lalit Veeratunga will elaborate this year's KDU Symposium theme 2013, the Sri Lanka as a hub in Asia, the way forward, in his keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, today's stage is set to facilitate a huge leap in the development of social, economic, technological, and cultural aspects of our country. It is my belief that the general psyche of the resurgent nation is well attuned for the same. Therefore, it is national responsibility to harness all the potentials to strengthen the process and to keep the momentum for the next couple of years to make Sri Lanka the country that every patriotic Sri Lankan desires to see. It is in this spirit that the KDU as a defense university has come to play a vital role in expanding knowledge base in research and development to support the national cause. Ladies and gentlemen, with the blessings of the Board of Management chaired by the Secretary of Defense, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, KDU is futuristically poised as a national university to contribute to the national cause by grooming young military officers and civilian students while providing postgraduate programs leading to MPhils and PhDs. We hope that our Research Symposium 2013 will encourage the intelligentsia and industry professionals to address issues pertinent to national development. The national orientation of the theme, however, does not restrict our deliberation only towards domestic issues. We have identified that the hub status of Sri Lanka has its vital international orientation, and our invitation to dignitaries to present from the region indicates the significance that we have assigned to international opinions, which we believe as an important component of our way to become a hub in Asia. We very warmly welcome our foreign dignitaries to Kotalala Defense University. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking about the specifics of our symposium, we have organized 5 discipline-specific plenary sessions on defense, engineering, medicine and allied health sciences, law and management, social sciences, and humanities. These plenary sessions will be enriched by important and seminal presentations by eminent intellectuals and experts in the relevant fields, and I hope that invaluable intellectual discussions and deliberations will entail in Q&A sessions to follow. The technical sessions coming under these 5 plenary sessions will be conducted tomorrow, and they will provide an opportunity for micro-level research presentations relevant to the identified sub-themes. The overall outcome of this symposium would harness intellectual inputs for national development of all important disciplines, which will lay a solid base towards making Sri Lanka a hub in Asia. The multidisciplinary nature of our symposium will ensure a holistic approach towards the overarching theme of developing into a hub. Our aim is to provide an intellectual platform to facilitate national development through a wide spectrum of high-quality research. The symposium will also link intellectual inputs with decision-making process of both the state and the non-state sectors to establish international links for betterment of the national progress. All these I consider are imperative for the rapid advancement of the nation in social, cultural, technological, and scientific domains. I firmly believe that the deliberations at the KDU Research Symposium 2013 will be an inspiring experience for the practicing academics, officers, professionals, and entrepreneurs, those those of you physically present here and to those who witness it throughout the world through the live webcast. Further, the symposium proceedings that will be published short time will provide a sizable contribution to the knowledge base of the diverse disciplines supporting further research and facilitating the national development. In conclusion, let me once again very warmly welcome all of the dignitaries, intellectuals, and all the participants. I hope that the deliberations of this symposium would positively contribute for the well-being of our motherland and for the betterment of mankind through the dissemination of knowledge. My wish is that the attempts we make will help Sri Lanka to take the central role in Asian development domain. I conclude by expressing the hope that the KDU International Research Symposium will be of immense benefit to all participants, to KDU, to Sri Lanka, and to the progress of the entire humanity at large. Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as for the proceedings, the keynote speech is lined up now. It is a great pleasure indeed for me to introduce our eminent scholar, Mr. Lalit Weerathunga, to the audience as the Vice Chancellor of the General Sir John Kotalawala Defence University. Today, our most respected senior civil servant in the Sri Lanka Administrative Service is gracing this occasion as the keynote speaker of this 6th International Annual Symposium. Mr. Lalit Weerathunga is the Secretary to His Excellency the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa, since November 2005. As the President Secretary, he is spearheading the Sri Lanka's administrative service to date. As we all know, he was a pioneer member and the architect in planning the smooth administration of the country to eradicate terrorism as a responsible government servant. His unmatched scholarly skills and practical sense too have helped to conduct the successful humanitarian operations against the LTT. Mr. Weerathunga received his primary education from Rahula College, Matara, before moving to Royal College, Colombo, for his secondary education. He holds a master's degree in business administration from University of Colombo and a bachelor's degree in natural sciences from the same university. Later, he attended Pennsylvania State University for postgraduate studies. He is a Herbert H. Humphrey Fellow of the Pennsylvania State University, United States. He entered the Sri Lanka Administrative Service in January 1977 and has held a number of senior positions in the public service as Secretary to the Prime Minister, Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Education and Higher Education, Director General of the Treasury and Vocational Education Commission, and the Vice Chairman of the National Apprenticeship Board. He had also been Chief Technical Advisor and Vocational Training Specialist in the Regional Office of the International Labour Organization for Asia and Pacific, Thailand, and had worked as a consultant of the United Nations Development Programme for Government of Maldives. Throughout his illustrious career, he has served in many task forces, committees, and governing councils of universities and boards of directors of public corporations and statutory bodies. Mr. Lalit Weerathunga currently holds the position as the Chairman of the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka and Chairman of the Petroleum Resources Development Committee. Additionally, he chairs the committee overseeing the implementation of the National Plan of Action for Implementation of LLRC recommendations and the Presidential Task Force for Trilingual Sri Lanka. The Presidential Task Force for National Productivity and National Administrative Reforms Council. It is indeed a privilege to listen to a person of this caliber with a wealth of knowledge and experiences in many fields. I cordially invite Mr. Lalit Veeratunga to the podium to deliver the keynote address and to begin the proceedings of the 6th International Research Symposium of General Sir John Kothawala Defence University. Thank you.